All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the for real call. So all those of you that are having a good time talking over there, the program is about to start. So I need to interject. Para todos que no entienden inglés, vámonos. En este momento estamos listos. There are $100 bills at each of your tables, each of your seats. If you get to your seat, look directly under. You'll find them there. Hopefully that will lure you over to your seat so we can begin the program. What's that? We are the champions too. A little bit louder, 3. I still can't hear you. We are nothing but one. You guys combining tables over here? I work for the sheriff's office, so.
Oh yeah, you definitely are eligible. Yeah. Check it out. We have some pretty good rates.
Pretty loyal. I don't ever change anything. I like saying hello.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. See you after. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started. If I can get everybody on that east side of the room to head over here, I'd appreciate it so we get started. We're going to be live streaming this program, so we want to make sure everybody is seated so the people at home can hear a good program this evening. Hey, what's up, Sam? How are you, sir?
I didn't know I was going to see you tonight, otherwise I would have told Maggie.
All right, we're getting everybody seated here. Thank you so much. We have some stragglers that are over there. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, Boulder. Welcome to Boulder Chamber's 2022 celebration of leadership. My name is Vinny Montez. I'll be your MC and your host for this evening. And I'm excited to be here this evening and tonight with you and those that are at home, celebrating outstanding honorees of this year's celebration. It is my understanding that for 4 decades, the Boulder Chamber has brought leaders and groups together to honor those who have helped promote our strong economic and social progress at this annual celebration. Boulder's robust, innovation-driven economy didn't happen by accident. It was forged and inspired by businesses, community leaders from diverse industries, nonprofits, public institutions, turning imagination into invention, invention into reality, and combining forces in dynamic collaboration through linchpin organizations like our Boulder Chamber. Before we dive into tonight's program, we're going to bring this crowd a little bit together. My name is Vinny Montez. I've been a law enforcement officer serving this community for the last 24 years. Thank you very much. What I do on the side right now for the last 14 years is I do stand-up comedy, and I enjoy doing that because that helps with my mental health to do what I do. You may not be familiar with me. Like I said, my name is Vinny. I hail from the hood. I don't know if you're from the neighborhood that I'm from, but I'm from one of the toughest neighborhoods in Colorado. That is North Boulder. I mean, I'm from Boulder, but I'm not from Boulder. I don't wear Birkenstocks. I don't stop for prairie dogs crossing the street. I line them up on the street. And every time I do, okay, here we go. Every time I do, one of the Subaru drivers pulls up next to me. He's like, "You can't do that." That's when I go back to my traditional roots. I'm like, "Kiss my ass, vato." I'm from a non-traditional family in Boulder. We're Mexican. I'm from a non-traditional Mexican family. There's only 4 of us in my family. My 76-year-old mother is the ringleader of the family. She is 5 foot tall, less than 100 pounds, just pure lightning in her veins, okay? When I was a kid, I could come home with a compound fracture, and she'd immediately revert back to the last time I was mouthing off. "See, mijo, and God punishes without a belt." It's crazy. Where's my Subaru drivers at here tonight? Where you at? Sit down. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Tell me, is it a Forester or is it an Outback? Don't lie. Forester? It is a Forester, huh? Oh my gosh, he's kind of cool. STI. Birkenstock in the glove box? Don't lie. Tell me right now. A little bit more about me. With the Subaru drivers, we were having an incident. I don't know if you're aware, here in Boulder, Colorado one time. We had a bunch of Subaru drivers, what we call the Subi Nation, that were protesting. They're like, "I say protest, protest." And the boss is like, "We're calling out the riot team. We're going to hit them with a little bit of pepper ball." And I'm like, "No, that's a bad idea. It's just a bunch of Subaru drivers. They're good people. If we're going to hit them with anything, let's just hit them with some gluten balls." Be like, but the assistant Subi leader of the Subi Nation would come out. Wait a minute. I got the antidote for the gluten. Little essential peppermint oil underneath the eyes, and we're good to go. All right, it's going to be a good crowd. We're going to have a little good fun time tonight. All right. A little bit more about me that I just want to get into is I believe in serving the community. What you don't know about me also is in 1993, I graduated a program at the Boulder Chamber of Commerce called Student Leadership Boulder. And I brought 20 at-risk youth from Boulder High together with 20 law enforcement officers here in our community to build that bridge. And here we are in 2022, and we're still working to do that. And outside of this, I'm part of this group called Humanize the Badge, and we were in Las Vegas, Nevada, visiting a bunch of kids that were incarcerated. And I want to get this group a little bit together now, but something that happened interesting after we visited with those kids, and some of the guys I was working with, they said, "Hey, there's this place called Shake Shack, and they have chocolate peanut butter shakes." And you look at me like, that guy doesn't miss a meal, that guy doesn't miss a meal. So we were going to the Shake Shack. It was, we're going, I don't mind putting myself out there. I'm singing as we're driving down the strip in Las Vegas, Nevada. "Where we going? Shake Shack." "Who's going?" "I'm going." "Where we going?" "Shake Shack." We pull up to the light by the MGM. I got people on this side of the street involved and people on this side of the street involved. So we're going to do a little thing here just to get this crowd together. When I say "where we going," you're going to say "Shake Shack." When I say "who's going," you're going to say "we're going." When I say "where we going," you're going to say "Shake Shack." Family, can you handle that? I'm sorry, I said family, can you handle that? All right, here we go. Where we going? Who's going? Where we going? Who's paying? All right, Boulder, I see what's up. All right, well, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of entertainment throughout the middle of the show. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to have a great time tonight. As we move on to this next section, I'm going to introduce a very important individual who happens to be Boulder's Chamber President and CEO. But before I bring him to the stage, there's a lot of things that you should know about the President John Terre. Like, I just found out some things that him and I are actually have in common. Like, I hear that actually when he's doing events and he has people say something really important or wholesome, or he wants to, applaud them, he's like, yeah. He's got this constantly, he's like, yeah. And then oftentimes when he really agrees with what people are saying, he's like, ah. So what I think is, what you may not know is I think maybe he's like, inside he really wanted to be a cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, 1, we are the chamber. 2, a little bit louder. 3, I still can't hear you. We are number 1. Yeah. The other thing him and I didn't realize had in common, I didn't know we had this in common, but apparently you email people at normal times, like 9 in the morning, and 10 in the morning, and 11, noon. And then in the afternoon, you might send a couple of emails at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. But for some reason, that just continues on. 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Am I lying? Anybody want to testify? Testify! Oh, is he coming up to the stage? If he does, somebody take him out for me, please. One of the best things about this man is his love for people and the ability to always be positive. But with that, there's pluses and minuses. So when John's in a meeting, he'll often say, I just have one more thing to add. But in reality, it's not just one more thing, family. It's not just one more thing. In reality, it's actually 26 things, followed by what? 26 more. That's correct. And oftentimes, you would expect, hey, I didn't know him and I actually had this in common as well, because often I find myself late to meetings. Apparently, John is always late to meetings, what you might call Terre time, right? And we were adding it up. We did the math last night. We were out in the back. People were calling me. We had a lot of people doing mathematical equations and pulling the sum together. But we figured that if you're late for every meeting and you have roughly 15 meetings per day, that's somewhere around 600 hours in the last 10 years that we've been waiting for you to show up. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, with that being said, please welcome to the stage the one and only, the man, the legend, Boulder Chamber President and CEO, ladies and gentlemen, John Terre. You're going to go with that, Mike.
Okay, that was not on the script, okay? Just to be very clear. And what was on the script is for me to thank Vinny Montez for his opening remarks. I will withhold judgment. So I will start just by saying, of course, what I think we're all thinking, which is, holy cow, it is so wonderful to be back together. So wonderful. Thank you. But I do want to walk through just a few welcoming remarks. So, I just start by saying, you come to an event like this, and you usually, you check in, and then they hand you a little program like this, okay? And when you walk around with the program and maybe you accidentally leave it at the cocktail stand, or maybe it makes its way over to your table and you leaf through it and you look, say, while this guy's talking, I might as well just see what's in this little book. So you look for your advertisement, maybe, sponsors. You check the agenda. If you're an honoree, you make sure they spelled your name right. But what you never do, and I'm very confident in this, except a few overachievers, is you never read that welcome message from the CEO. Am I right? So tonight, I just want to take a moment to read that message to you. Oh boy, this is not starting well. Just for me, it sets the tone for the evening, and hopefully it will resonate with you. So bear with me if you will. So as we join together tonight, I'm sure many of you are still struggling, like all of us, to fully absorb the impact of so much calamity we've experienced locally over the 2+ years and its aftermath, let alone all of us watching the news, the terrible onset of European war and its human and economic toll. It's exhausting, it's disheartening, frightening. So I say, breathe deeply, exhale, and repeat, because that's what tonight's about. We've been through it's been a lot of hard work together that's helped this community to move forward and in assisting those who need support in troubling times. Not a single person in this audience is unscathed. Not a single person in this audience has idly passed through these difficult times. The work to keep our businesses afloat, protect our families, and lift our community has been hard. So I say, breathe deeply, exhale, and repeat. That's what tonight's about. And amidst it all, there are heroes amongst us, be they business owners or managers, civic administrators, public officials, and/or valued members of our workforce. These individuals have stepped up in unusual ways. They produced life-saving drugs. They lifted our spirits. They provided critical support services. They made impactful decisions. They demonstrated leadership. Breathe deeply, exhale, repeat, because that's what tonight's about. Yes, tonight we honor a few of the many outstanding individuals among us, along with the businesses and institutions that they represent. As a symbol of the leadership and heroism all of us have exhibited these past 2 years. By recognizing those who are particularly deserving, we recognize the traits we admire in ourselves. And that is worth celebrating. So again, breathe deeply, exhale, repeat, and let's have some fun tonight. Yeah! So there's a copy of that speech. I will be signing it afterwards. Okay. All right, so let's get rolling. And the first thing I want to do is to make sure to recognize those businesses that have stepped up to support this event, because through their support of this event, they are investing in the mission of the Boulder Chamber, which is to build community through business. So we honor them and thank them, and as I read their names, make sure to think to yourself, that's the kind of company I want to do business with, right? All right, so here we go. Our presenting sponsor, FNBO. Give it up for FNBO. Thank you, FNBO. And then we have a gold level sponsor, Elevations Credit Union. Fanny, was that good enough? Okay. Silver sponsors, Berg Hill Greenleaf Rushidi, Blue Federal Credit Union, keep that applause going, CU Boulder, and WW Reynolds. And then the folks who get the word out, our media sponsors, BizWest and the Daily Camera. And then, as I stand before you, humbly, I always like to recognize my bosses, the board of directors for the Boulder Chamber, who, I will tell you, are deeply committed to the work of our organization. It's been a slog for the last 2 years, so much work done on behalf of our businesses, on behalf of the community. They put it out for you. They are very thoughtful in their work. They guide our activities. So I want to give it up for our board of directors who are in the room and those who are watching online. Big round of applause. Thank you. Okay, I'll be back. Let's get on with the program.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for John. You guys can do better than that. Don't make me come over there. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Scott Furley, Boulder Chamber's Member Relations Director, and Scott Sternberg, Executive Director of the Boulder Economic Council.
All right, we're here. Last year was about 50 people.
We gotta move the mic up a
Okay,
little bit.
there we go. That's better? All right. The Boulder Chamber works hard to bring our community together through a shared voice, common goals, and the drive to move forward. The community is our foundation, this community, and we need leaders like you to stand strong with us. We would like to recognize those companies that stand strong with the Boulder Chamber and are vital to the success of our programs, including membership, advocacy, economic vitality, and most recently, transportation connection. I would like to begin by recognizing on this slide those companies at the Chautauqua level, which represent either an elite partner membership or a Boulder Economic Council investment. Please join me in thanking these companies. We would now like to recognize the Sanitas standing strong levels. Those companies that stand strong with the Boulder Chamber at the Sanitas level are either president partner members or companies that are elite partner members and Boulder Economic Council investors. So thank you to Altman Consulting, Ball Aerospace, Berg Hill, Greenleaf and Rashidi, Biz West, BOK Financial, Boulder Community Health, Celestial Seasonings, Cigna, Conscious Bay Company, Daily Camera, FNBO, Fowler Automotive, Google, IBM, and Tandem HR, Kaiser Permanente, KBI Biopharma, MidFirst Bank, Premier Members Credit Union, Tebow Properties, Twitter, and Warner Pacific Insurance Services.
Thank you. It is great to see you, Boulder. Honestly, absolutely fantastic to have everybody here and online. It's my pleasure to introduce our Flagstaff level of companies that support our economic vitality, advocacy, and membership programming throughout the year at the highest president partner level. Members at the BEC or the Strategy Council at the Boulder Together program, we're thankful for your support. We would like to recognize both the company and the individuals that spearhead their efforts for those companies at this time. The first company we would like to recognize is Blue Federal Credit Union. Thank you to Ashley Garcia, Business Development Specialist, the Metro Denver region. Thank you very much to Corden Pharma, Deborah Capra, Director of Human Resources, Environmental Health and Safety, and Business Services. You've already heard the name, but thank you to Elevations Credit Union and our partner Dennis Paul, Vice President of Community Affairs. Thank you to Plant Moran, Jim Cowgill, Boulder Office Managing Partner. Thank you to Terrapin Care Station, Chris Woods, founder, CEO, and president. The W.W. Reynolds Company, Bill Reynolds, founder. The University of Colorado Boulder, Lori Call, Assistant Vice Chancellor, Assistant Vice Chancellor for Local Government and Community Engagement. Excel Energy, Iffy Jennings, Area Manager, Community and Local Government Affairs. And lastly, but only due to alphabetical order, Zayo Group, Erica Wayo, Talent Development Director. We are so thankful for all of our sponsors' support, so please join me in thanking all of our sponsors that make events like this possible.
Gentlemen, if I could draw your attention to the screen for a video presentation by FNBO.
Hi, I'm Nathan Ewert, Regional Vice President at FNBO, and we are proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Boulder Chamber Celebration of Leadership. At FNBO, we believe in celebrating people and businesses making a positive impact in our community, like tonight's honorees. For more than 160 years as a family-owned bank, we have a long history of helping shape our communities and laying the foundation for business success. We can do what a small bank can't and what a big bank won't. Tonight, we are thrilled to highlight innovation and collaboration that promotes strong economic growth and social progress in the Boulder region. And now, welcome to the show.
Yeah, you can applaud. You can applaud. No problem. Hey, I'm back. Vinny Montez again. How we doing? Hey, well, you know, when I went to the Academy in 1997, I used to watch this show called Chips. I don't know if you guys remember Ponch and John. Yeah, I used to watch it. I was like, man, I wanted to be a cop more than anything. But when I was going to the Academy, nobody talked about the fact that I might have to deal with bears when I became a cop, all right? Nobody discussed that in the Academy. It wasn't on the syllabus. This lady called 911. She's like, there's a bear in my kitchen. There's a bear in my kitchen. I'm like, that's my problem. And if it was a brown bear, at least I could communicate. I'd be like, órale, vato, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué rollo? ¿Qué onda? But that wasn't the situation. The night that we got called out to this call, I was paired up with one of the SWAT guys. I don't know if you know any SWAT guys, but they're always like, yeah, bro, we're going to go get the problem, bro. So he comes out of the station. He's all built, 225, 6'4", he's just a big guy, right? Basically, Captain America and I were going to get this bear. As we're going up the canyon, we pull into the driveway all fast and quick. He jumps out of the car, he grabs the shotgun, he's all, shh, shh. I'm all, bro, you cannot shoot a bear in Boulder, Colorado, bro. The Subaru drivers will have your ass for that, bro. Before I could stop Captain America, he runs into the house. I'm not even making this up. This is the very next thing that I hear. Here, bear, 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 bear. Hey, bear, where you at, bear? I'm outside watching this whole thing going down, being like, what's this going to happen here? Because I'm thinking, what's he doing in the house? Searching the house all tactically and everything. He's going to round the corner in the kitchen, come face to face with the bear and be like, hey, boo-boo, got a picnic basket? So you're all probably wondering what happened to the bear. So I'm a very investigative kind of personality. I went into the house, start looking around. The bear, thank goodness, was gone. But there were tufts of fur throughout the kitchen. And what I deduced from my investigation was the bear got into the chip cabinet, ate a bunch of kale chips, some kombucha, had a bowel movement, and ran out the back door. All right, can we keep going, family? How we doing? All right, now it's that time that you guys have been waiting for, the award ceremony. To present the first award this evening, Boulder's Rising Star Award, please welcome to the stage Carrie Mason, founder and CEO, DEI for Biz.
Good evening. So I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to follow a bowel movement, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I was sort of surprised that when John made his comments, he didn't mention that today is St. Patrick's Day. And so it gives me an opportunity to remember a diversity moment. As a boy growing up in Louisville, Kentucky, once a year my dad would go and buy corned beef and cabbage. And he would make a big deal out of preparing this meal. The only day of the year we had corned beef and cabbage. Any other time it was fried chicken, you know, or other things that we eat in the South. And so I remember asking my dad, like, why are we having corned beef and cabbage, and why in the heck are we celebrating St. Patrick's Day? And he said, well, son, on St. Patty's Day, we're all Irish. Now, my dad liked his Irish whiskey as well, so I think that might have had something to do with it. Again, my name is Carrie Mason. I'm extremely excited to be here this afternoon or evening. The person I'm about to introduce is a dynamic and innovative leader with a clear vision to serve the growing needs of the community. She began her philanthropic career at the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation, where she led the Knight Arts Challenge, supporting artists and arts organizations in 8 cities. She oversaw a portfolio of $100 million in investments and distributed $10 million annually. Prior to her time in our Boulder community, she also served as president of the Emily Griffith Foundation, where she raised funds to support the students and programs of Emily Griffith Technical College. In response to the recent Boulder County wildfires, which destroyed more than 1,100 homes and displaced thousands of residents, this extraordinary leader galvanized a board of trustees, staff, as well as other nonprofits and government agencies to build a comprehensive plan, which included the creation of the Boulder County Wildfire Fund. Since its inception, the Boulder County Wildfire Fund has amassed more than $36 million in assets from 75,000 donors. Working with the Disaster Assistance Center in Lafayette, the Community Foundation Board of Trustees authorized over $8 million to be distributed directly to the victims, $5 million of which went out in the first week, and to address the needs of those most in need. The leadership and direction of the Rising Star enabled the Community Foundation to quickly pivot from our normal programming to develop an effective response. Since joining the Community Foundation, she has stewarded the work on the COVID Response Fund, the 2020 Census Fund, and the Boulder County Crisis Fund. Without a doubt, it has been an extraordinary time for her to lead and support the Boulder County community. So I'm going to pause here for a moment because that outstanding speech was written by Maya of the Chamber, does great work, makes me sound really good, but I'm going off script for just a minute. So Tatiana was nominated before the wildfires. And over the last 10 weeks, since we had the Marshall wildfires, she's been nothing short of incredible with her leadership, her direction, and most importantly for me, her tenacity for giving voice to those who can't speak for themselves. It is my honor to present the 2022 Boulder Chamber Rising Star Award to the Chief Executive Officer of the Community Foundation Boulder County, Tatiana Hernandez. Yeah.
Oh, goodness, you all are too much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carrie, for that incredibly generous introduction. It sounds like a lot when you put it like that. I'm so fundamentally, deeply honored, John and everyone in this room. It's been quite the 2 years in our community. I moved to Boulder 7 years ago, 7 years and 1 week. I did the math this morning, 7 years and 1 week ago. And much to my surprise, I found myself home, possibly for the first time in my entire life. I was born in North Jersey, raised in Miami to immigrant Cuban and Colombian parents. No one in my family lives in this country. We live in the Canary Islands, we live in Colombia, we live in Cuba, we lived in Hong Kong for a while. But I really grew up feeling a little displaced. And then I came to Boulder, and it was cellular. I knew instantly, and I know when I've spoken to folks as I've gotten to know people in this community, you've all felt that too. It is my great honor to run the Community Foundation Boulder County, certainly in the last 2 years with all that we've been through together. But this work doesn't happen alone, and as I look across this room, I look at faces that have been partners, thought leaders, supporters in all of this, and I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. You are as integral to the work that we're doing at the Community Foundation as every single one of our donors is, and so thank you. It's my honor. Thank you.
To present our next award this evening, Startup of the Year, please welcome to the stage Karen Crofton, Entrepreneur in Residence at College of Engineering and Applied Science in the University of Colorado, Boulder.
Yeah, good evening, everybody, and of course, welcome to CU. I'm super excited to be able to present this today, so I'm going to use my notes, make sure I don't forget anything. The 2022 Boulder Chamber Startup of the Year is a company that did start here at CU Boulder with one clear mission: to force the world to take itself less seriously. While CU certainly provided some resources, its dedication and perseverance of its founding team is really the key to success. Our Startup of the Year is home to one of the largest collections of outrageous party clothing and has seen tremendous growth in its short tenure in textiles, which, as we know, is really tough in this country. Recent supply chain challenges have highlighted the need for maintaining a variety of skill sets domestically, and while their site is full of fun and puns, this startup takes the community seriously. They've created many local jobs, and they donated a ton of personal protective equipment during the pandemic. And as always, they're always willing to come back to see you and help us out here. This dynamic startup is one of the few companies that focuses on screen reader accessibility on their website in support of inclusive environments. They truly embody the opportunities that are possible when passion, enthusiasm, and hard work are put towards a common goal. This team is a wonderful example of the power of the Boulder startup ecosystem. Please join me in celebrating and welcoming to the stage our Boulder Chamber 2022 Startup of the Year, Shinesty, and its co-founder and CEO, Chris White.
Thank you. Appreciate that very nice intro. Happy St. Patrick's Day. John told me if I got nervous up here that I should just imagine everyone in their underwear. But I think he forgot that I sell underwear for a living, so that's kind of my baseline of where I am. No, but thank you so much. It was a really amazing honor to be selected among all of the incredible companies that exist in Boulder, all the incredible startups that have come out of Boulder. We feel very fortunate to have had the opportunity to build a business here, to build a business with over 100 employees, to serve over 1 million customers all over the country. And yeah, I'm just filled with gratitude and thank you to the community for that. Boulder really is a special place that isn't like anywhere else that I've lived in the past, and I've lived in a lot of different places all over the country. So thank you, the community, and everyone who's been a part of Shinesty's journey since the very beginning. There's a few people in particular that I wanted to thank, organizations, specifically the CU community. We came up here. We were started in a classroom at CU in the business school. So specifically the CU Business School, specifically the CU Law School, the Silicon Flatirons program, the New Venture Challenge, Catalyze CU, and all the people that were involved in that. They had a meaningful impact, whether slight or massive, on Dynasty's success, and we probably wouldn't be where we are without having touched those people. And lastly, obviously, our investors, our mentors, the people who believed in us, and also the people who didn't believe in us. If you've seen our website, it's a little out there, so I'm sure you can imagine, Boulder being the technology hub that it is. People said, you're gonna sell costumes on the internet? Okay. But I think that's a message that I wanna leave to all small business owners and entrepreneurs out there who may be watching this, or if you have one of those in your family or friends, is that what's really important is your customers. And so no matter what anyone says, if you're serving a customer base that loves your product, loves your service, loves what you're doing something right, keep your head down and you'll build something big. Thank you.
The next award, the Impact Award. This award typically finds its way into the hands of an individual or an organization that is working to address a community challenge. There are times when we've recognized individuals or groups collectively that have joined forces to achieve common vision. But never before, in the 8 years we've presented this award, have we recognized two organizations who sat across the table in protracted negotiations. Under scrutiny of an entire community and other statewide stakeholders to arrive at a solution in the best interest of all parties. We all can understand the need for CU Boulder to secure space for its long-term future as the flagship campus for the University of Colorado system. We also know that the City of Boulder needs to ensure the safety of its residents against threatened flooding. Those interests came to a head in the university's purchase of the CU South campus. Now, in the past, protracted litigation might have been the course for these two independent government entities. Not this time. Instead, the university and the city leadership demonstrated the very best in commitment to true public service and civic relations. They sat down and talked. They listened very hard to each other and to the many sources of community and expert input. And when, as they say, the going got tough, they sat and listened and talked some more. It was a demonstration of true discretion in the effort to achieve mutually beneficial outcomes that I am sure we would all like to see more of on the local, national, and international stage. And so, as a result of their efforts, we have impact that is worthy of honoring tonight. Impact in the form of flood protection for thousands of residents and businesses. Impact in the form of housing for university faculty, staff, and upper-class students. Impact in the preservation of valued open space and public access amenities. An impact in the terms of a model for town and gown relations that should make us all proud. It's that impact that the Boulder Chamber proudly recognizes tonight with its annual Impact Award. So, representing the University of Colorado, please welcome to the stage to receive this honor, University of Colorado Chancellor Phil Destefano. Okay. Phil? Hold on, he might be backstage. Just hold on a sec.
Hey, Phil, you got the award tonight.
John, didn't you get the memo?
No.
I'm in California. I couldn't make it tonight. But Pat O'Rourke, our COO, is there to receive the award on our behalf.
Oh, all right. That's wonderful. But I'm sorry I'm going to miss you.
Well, we're going to miss you too, and I'm going to miss the Chamber, but I want to thank the Chamber for this wonderful award, and thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Congratulations, my friend.
All righty. Take care.
Yep.
Please welcome to the stage to actually receive the award, Executive Vice Chancellor and COO for University of Colorado, Patrick O'Rourke, and Boulder City Manager, Nuria Rivera Vandermeide.
Thank you so much. And I can't tell you how proud I am to stand up here. The City of Boulder is truly honored to be a co-recipient of this Leadership Impact Award in partnership with our colleagues and from the university, and I'm happy to be here tonight with this group of leaders. The Annexation Agreement associated with the award caps off years of collaboration between the city and the university and is shaped by extensive community input. The balanced and holistic agreement is the result of long, thorough, and very collaborative process with the community and CU Boulder. The agreement will bring 308-acre parcel into Boulder city limits in a responsible and sustainable way and will provide numerous community benefits. And I know John mentioned some of these, but they include critical flood protection, housing, and open space, just to name a few. This event tonight is about leadership, and there is a lot to recognize as it relates to the CU South Annexation Agreement. In particular, I want to acknowledge the negotiating team, including university and Boulder City staff, for their commitment to finding thoughtful and creative solutions throughout the process, and for honoring the community's voice and bringing the diverse perspectives to life in the agreement. I want to acknowledge former city manager Sam Weaver and current Mayor Pro Tem Rachel Friend for lending themselves to the negotiation process and for their courageous leadership. Thank you. Chancellor Destefano, I want to thank him and his entire team for the partnership and commitment to the process, and to the CU Regents and the Boulder City Council, including Mayor Aaron Brockett, who's here tonight. Thank you all for your guidance and support. And anyone who has gotten to know me know I am the biggest champion of staff, and I will say I want to recognize that over the years, many, many dedicated city employees across numerous city departments worked on this effort. Some, including Jean Gatza with Planning and Development Services, Joe Tediucci in the room, and Brandon Coleman in Utilities, Dan Burke and John Potter in Open Space and Mountain Parks, Erica Vandenbrand also in the room, and Garrett Slater with Transportation, Aaron Poe and Sandra Yanes, also in the room, for our legal team, and Kate Stanek with Communication, who still all serve the city. And Phil, you're not getting away that easily. Because even though you have left the city, you played a key role in developing the agreement, and love that you are here with us today to celebrate this honor. So without the diligent, behind-the-scenes planning work of these colleagues, we would not have been here to be able to bring this vision to life. And lastly, I just want to thank community for the engagement and passion throughout the process. We would not have reached the agreement without their insightful feedback and voice. So thank you so much.
So Nuria is a tough act to follow, but I'll try. And first, my name's Pat O'Rourke. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the Boulder campus. And first, I'd like to welcome you to the Boulder campus. The last 2 years have been hard, and being in a place now where we can bring people back and actually experience what the campus has to offer is wonderful, and thank you so much for joining us. It means a lot. Second, I wanted to issue a sincere apology as a Patrick Terrence O'Rourke. I find the lack of Guinness at this particular event to be highly disturbing, and I'm going to be initiating a full-blown investigation tomorrow in order to determine what happened. But we'll be getting to the bottom of that. Thank you to John and the Chamber for recognizing the work that was done between CU and the city. This is really an example of what the university wants to do. And when I talk to people and they say, well, what is special about a university? And I say, it has the opportunity to change lives. When our students come here to study, it puts them on a path that sets them into a greater place. We do research here that gets replicated around the world to be able to do wonderful things. But this agreement that we were able to negotiate with the city's team has the ability to change lives in this community. And whether it's the provision of flood protection for vulnerable residents and businesses, that's an opportunity for us to be able to benefit the community and do something wonderful. We want to also be able to address what everyone here recognizes is an opportunity for us to be able to create housing for faculty, students, and staff who want to be able to live and study in the community in which we're in. And we also want to be able to create housing for members of our community who aren't part of CU, and that was a huge portion of this agreement, which was to be able to bring some of that housing in. We also want to be able to protect open space and be able to preserve the beauty of our natural environment. And so tonight, I'm extraordinarily grateful to all of you who have supported us in this effort because it gives us a chance to make the community better. Like Nuria, I wanted to thank some people, in particular Sam and Rachel. Thank you so much for what you did. As well as to the city councils who actually took the step of being able to consider the agreement and bring it forward. That was an act of political courage, and it means a ton. Wanted to thank Nuria and the city's team because there were some hard negotiations, but they paid off and allowed us to do something that is beneficial for the community. I can't thank enough CU people, and there's a lot of them in the room, but in particular, I wanted to thank Derek Silva and Abby Benson, who led our negotiating team. They were wonderful. As well as somebody who often we didn't recognize the way that we should have, which is our Vice Chancellor, David Kang, who leads our facilities planning and is just a gem for the campus and helping us be able to build a sustainable campus that will serve us for years to come. Lastly, I know that many of you knew Francis Draper. We lost Francis to a battle with cancer in the middle of this, but it's fair to say that the CU South annexation never would have happened without Francis's tireless efforts to be able So, Francis, this is as much for you as for anyone else, and we're grateful to you and everyone here who contributed, and we look forward to seeing what happens out at CU South.
As they say, now for something completely different. So this will not appear on your agenda. And if you see somebody turn and run out of the room, you will know who we are recognizing at this moment. So typically, these events are not about the Boulder Chamber. and the important work we do to support our businesses, lift our economy, support our community. Though I do sometimes think we should have an event like that. But we wanted to take tonight to celebrate something special. About a month ago, I received a call that left me feeling like I was losing my left arm. Karen Cruz, I'm going to try not to get emotional. Karen Cruz, who has served as my partner for 6 years at the as the Boulder Chamber's Vice President for Finance and Chief Operating Officer, basically the person who does everything I can't be trusted to do, was calling to tell me that she was accepting a job as Vice President for the Boettcher Foundation. Of course, she had told them she didn't want the job they offered, so they came back around and offered her another job, and so on. The long and short, Karen Cruz is moving on from the Boulder Chamber at the end of this month. Speaking of impact, as we did with the last award, we cannot underestimate the impact Karen has had on our organization over the past 6 years. Karen balanced our books when no one could. Karen designed a strategic planning structure that has withstood the test of time. Karen pioneered, excuse me, our D&I journey. Karen has been the glue and support system for a Boulder Chamber team that is tested by immeasurable demands. And on a personal level, Karen has been that force, as my wife Molly can attest from overhearing our sometimes frank telephone calls, who keeps this guy in line. Yes, she has been a real hero to me, to our team, and though often working behind the scenes, to the business community and the Boulder Chamber, the Boulder Chamber she serves. We will miss Karen very much. So tonight, we ask you to please join us as we invite her to the stage in saluting Karen Cruz for her amazing service to the Boulder Chamber. Karen, before you run away, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, I didn't know about this. So, I don't know, I just want to say thank you. It's been a real honor and a privilege to be able to work with this amazing person, the amazing team. I mean, for me, it's all about the team and what we were able to do for the community. And we really couldn't have done it without everyone sitting in this room. So I'll just say thank you. I'll stay connected, but you know, I really, really appreciate it. That's it, thanks.
You don't leave without something.
Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for Karen Cruz. Please, really one big round of applause. How we doing? We're progressing well. Everybody doing well? Yes, yes, yes. Man, I'm so glad to be back out here with you guys. I'm glad to be traveling again around the country. And it's just, you know, all the fears going on. I got fears. I mean, one of the fears I have is of certain dogs. I don't know if you have fears of certain dogs, but I do. Went through a door one time. This dog came right at me, big teeth, huge teeth, right at me. I'm all, stop, dog, stop. The lady heard me yelling, and she comes out. She's like, what's your problem? I'm like, you need to get your dog and put it up right now. And she's like, all right, no problem, Vinny. She reached down, picked the dog up, put it in her purse. I'm like, thank you very much. You don't know the Chihuahuas like I do. I could lose an Achilles tendon like that. You don't know. All right, we're going to keep it rolling. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the next award this evening, the presenter for Business Leader of the Year. And this is going to be done by video presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's join Deborah Capra.
Good evening. Hi, I'm Debbie Capra. I'm with Cordon Pharma, Colorado. Surprise, Brian and team that's there. I'm very happy to be part of it. Sorry I couldn't be there in person, but I'm honored to be able to present to you the Virginia Patterson Business Person of the Year Award with Brian McCudden. He is our president and CEO. He has been with Cordon Pharma since 2014. He raised his family in Boulder. He left for a while, moved to Chicago, and we were successfully able to bring him back to our organization, which his real desire was to be part of a great team and a part of work and stuff too that really made a difference to the world. And last 2 years, we were very proud to be part of creating a portion of the Moderna vaccination, partnering with them to create what we all know now. It was a life-saving drug that's impacted the whole world. Brian put together this team that worked together very quickly, very fast and stuff too, that had to put this lipid together that we worked on. And the team really worked diligently to be able to have this and produce it manufacturing-wise out to everybody. Brian's efforts, which he will give all the credit to the team for, but he really led this organization. We were transitioning from a big pharma organization to a CDMO. We've gone from 200 employees where we now have 500 plus and still hiring. If anybody wants a job, please contact me. And we really are, it's really a great team and very proud to be able to work there. So I'm very honored. Brian, please come up and let people know exactly what you did that made a difference to this company. Thank you.
COVID, I guess I'm now speaking into the microphone. When COVID hit, you know, it was pretty dramatic for us in a lot of different ways. But one of the ways it was dramatic is we started getting a lot of inquiries from these different companies saying, can you do this for us? Can you make this potential vaccine? And then, you know, Moderna presented us with this opportunity, and it was a really huge challenge, right, to take a lab process and scale it up, you know, 100-fold and make it 1,000 times faster than when it's been made before. And oh, by the way, you need to do this in 3 months, right? And we had no idea whether this would work or not. This was in April of 2020. And it wasn't a matter of like if we should do it or, oh boy, can we be successful? It was like, how do we do this and how do we make it successful? And the way we did that is through teamwork, right? I mean, we knew it was compelling opportunity. We had to put a great team together, which we did, you know, and the team obviously had the skills and the talent to do it, but more importantly, they were very collaborative. They were very dedicated. They had a lot of perseverance. They overcame a lot of challenges, you know, such as, oh, now we know the vaccine works, make 4 times more and start tomorrow, right? That's the kind of challenges that this team faced, and they rose up and overcame all those challenges and were successful. And I just want to thank particularly, I mean, there's a lot of people that worked on this, right? We have over 100 people that worked on this, but our project manager from day one is here, Aga Jadusky, and I want to thank her for leadership on the project team all the way through, and everyone else that was part of it, but also the wider Cordon team played a huge role too. I mean, we support 20 other different customers making drugs that treat cancer, diabetes, and many other things, and they had to keep these important drugs going out to the patients. We had to hire a bunch of people, which HR team did a great job doing. We had to navigate through COVID, keeping our employees safe and healthy. That was done really well too. So the wider Corning team did an amazing job. Working with Moderna was also really special. So the science is incredible, right? It's a really revolutionary science, but they're also great people too. At Moderna, very collaborative too. Very caring too. Listening to Tatiana speak about the Boulder Community Foundation, they contacted me after the Boulder wildfires and with a lot of concern about the community, about our employees, and I directed them to the Boulder Community Foundation to make a donation, because that's the kind of people they are. Even the government supported it, right? So the government doesn't get a lot of credit, but the supply chain issues that we faced, the Department of Homeland Security, we were kind of on speed dial with them, and we had problems getting materials in from this place or that place. They made it happen, right? Whether getting a military driver, opening up a military port to bring in supplies, they all made it happen. So it really was a lot of teams interconnected, with the same vision and the same objective. Get the vaccine out to as many people as possible, as fast as possible, highest possible quality, right? Shout out to our quality director who's here tonight, right? So it was all really, really good stuff. And I also want to, salute the, the families of everyone. Sorry, I always get a little emotional. I talk about my family, but my wife Laura, and my sons and daughter-in-laws that are, in fact, one of my sons is and daughter-in-law in Guadalajara, Mexico now, and they're listening in, so their support is essential also. So it was really about team, the teamwork that made it all happen. I want to thank everyone who was participating in that teams. It was a big accomplishment for us. We're still working it. We're still making a lot of lipid for this Moderna vaccine. We'll continue to do so as long as it's needed, right? And then we'll move on to the next thing. So anyway, thank you very much.
To present tonight's final award, the Fanny Reich Lifetime Achievement Award, please welcome to the stage Jim Tanner, founder and CEO of TAF Rail.
The final award to be presented tonight is of special significance to the Boulder Chamber and to myself, the Frannie Reich Lifetime Achievement Award. Tonight, we recognize a leader that is known for her skill in bringing out greatness in individuals and teams. She co-founded Wall Street On Demand in 1991, a SaaS fintech company, before either of those words were known. She moved here from New York in 1996 with 16 employees and now has 500 in Boulder, with more globally. Her company was bought and sold multiple times and was owned by Reuters, Charles Schwab, Goldman Sachs, Market, IHS, and now S&P. It is a testament to Catherine's leadership, that when each acquirer comes to Boulder and sees what she has built here, that they have all decided not to mess with success. Market Digital is the industry-leading software as a service vendor to large global brokerage and wealth management firms. Her colleagues can do the impossible and create large-scale, high-volume, beautifully designed solutions for these large institutions. Market Digital used to have competitors, but now no company is dumb enough to try to compete against her and the team she built. People who know her want her on their boards and want her magic, Yes, she was on the board of Bryn Mawr for 3 decades, but more impressive, she is asked often by her clients for help mentoring their employees. Please join me in welcoming to the stage this amazing leader and wonderful wife, Catherine Allegra, to accept tonight's Frannie Reich Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you so much. I'm deeply grateful to the Boulder Chamber of Commerce for this honor and for all the work they do every day to make Boulder a great place to start and grow a business. I think in these moments, it's seductive to believe that I'm standing here because I'm smarter or more innovative or worked harder than others. But I know that's not true because I have just been very lucky. Extremely, extremely lucky in the people who've loved, taught, and supported me, my family, my friends, and my colleagues. At Market Digital, I work with a brilliant, passionate team that knows we have the right to win and can push through any obstacle we meet and grab any opportunity we find. Thank you, Market Digital. I have wonderful friends who recognized that it was difficult for me to juggle work, family, and friendship, and generously leaned in so I would have deep connection, support, and community. Those Sanitas hikes, book clubs, and thoughtful inclusion were more important than you know to me and my family. My parents and brothers believed and practiced unconditional love, and despite growing up with very little money on a truck garden farm, they believed I could do anything and would sacrifice everything to make it happen. I have amazing, generous, loving children who have always championed and accommodated my work. They make me laugh in difficult moments, are inclusion and diversity champions, always understanding and wanting me to succeed as the only woman in the room. They are fierce in their encouragement, and as I leave for a tough meeting, they tell me to give them hell, Mom. I've been so lucky in my partner, my love, James, who's always believed in me, even when I doubted myself. He's been my counselor, advisor, and friend, and I can never begin to thank or even express how lucky I am that we found each other. All of this goodness has been built in Boulder, and I remain so grateful that we came to this incredibly beautiful mountain town to grow our business, raise our family, and build our lives. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Go ahead, give it up for her. Good, give it up. Don't hold back. It's just amazing to watch everything. This is the last time you're going to see me up here. You guys are like, okay, good enough. It's all good. It's all good. We're having a good time, yeah? You know, just listening to everything that's going on about the members of our community and all the great things they're doing, it just inspires me. The ability to share comedy with you all is very near and dear to my heart because we couldn't do it a while ago. And because you don't know that much about me, but I lost a kid in the field in 2008, and comedy saved my life. So to watch all of you share laughter to honor the people that have been up here on the stage, it's amazing. Because laughter and sharing those fun times with people and accomplishments is what brings us together. I don't take myself too seriously, and I don't have a hard time putting myself out there, and all of you can tell that. I don't care if people give me a hard time, and I love it when people are witty in the field when I'm dealing with them. And that's not a better example than what happened to me shortly nearby this campus a couple years ago. We had a fight call near the campus. So I rolled up. I didn't see anything. Nobody was fighting. 2 young kids standing on the corner. I'm like, hey, did you guys see a fight anywhere? Young dude's like, dude, totally saw what happened, bro. Totally saw what happened, okay? I'm like, okay, you overachiever. can you write me a written statement about what you saw? He's like, heck no, dog, heck no. I can send you a text message. And I don't want to get into it because people communicate differently, especially nowadays, right? So I gave him my phone number, and 30 minutes later, this kid sends me a text message. Hey, Popo. I ain't no rat, biatch. That's not the bad part. That's not the bad part. To this day, this kid still sends me random text messages. Hey, Popo. We're about to leave the bar. Where you guys at right now? 30 minutes later, hey, Popo. We made it home, but we're out of beer. Can you make a run? You can't get mad at that. That's awesome. When I see that dude again, I'm like, high five, bro, high five. You're going to jail, but high five. What's up? Before I get out of here, let me just close with this. Where I work, people do a lot of crazy things like climb mountains, and then they don't know how to get back down. So then I get there, I'm like, what do you want me to do? Does it actually look like I've been up a mountain? They start yelling back down at me. I'm like, no, sir, you cannot jump down on top of me. What? No, I don't have a Luna bar. Sir, can I ask you a question? Is that your Subaru in the parking lot? Boulder, thank you very much for having me tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stage to close out the evening officially, John Taylor.
All right, give it up one more time, Vinny Montez! Vinny, I want your text number, if you don't mind. So remember what I said. Amidst it all, there are heroes amongst us. Be they business owners or managers, civic administrators, public officials, and or valued members of our workforce. These are individuals who stepped up in unusual ways. They produce life-saving drugs. They lift our spirits. They provided critical support resources. They made impactful decisions. They demonstrated leadership. That is what we celebrated tonight. Big round of applause for all the honorees for their demonstration of leadership in our community. Okay, I'm just going to close it down with a few thank yous. So first of all, I want to make sure that we recognize the CU Boulder for hosting us here in these beautiful facilities. It's so great to be back. Thank you, CU Boulder. We want to make sure to thank tonight's presenters, our wonderful sponsor listed in your program, the MC, Vinny, we already thanked him. But again, Vinny Montez, yeah. And then I also want to give it out for, this is as it is our annual event. It is my annual opportunity to recognize heroes in my life. So I won't get emotional, I promise at this moment, but they deserve it because they put it out for our businesses, they put it out for our economy and our community. Many of them are standing in the back. They're just wonderful people. The Boulder Chamber staff team, give it up please for them. Yep. And then, of course, we can't do these things without our sponsors. And I'm going to recognize, in particular, our presenting sponsor, FNBO. Thank you very much, FNBO. Please, round of applause. Recognize them. And our gold sponsor, Elevations Credit Union. Thank you, Elevations Credit Union. So bad, important. And then last but not least, she's running around here somewhere, but we've all carry a little bit of her in us. It's the Nothing Bundt Cake service. Amy Long, thank you very much. Right in the back. Thank you, Amy Long. And I'll just say from the bottom of my heart, I am so glad to see all of you. So many faces that I have not had the chance to see without a mask on or from a 6-foot distance or something like that. You are all special to the Boulder Chamber. It's a partnership, our work, and you guys are the team that we work with to lift our community. So thank you so much for being here tonight. Look forward to more of this the rest of the year. Thank you.